Hello again and welcome back to another FMOD and Unity tutorial, where today I just wanted to make a really quick video about FMOD version 2.02, its new event reference system, and the PlayOneShotAttached function, because I've had a few people show me that they kind of don't work together, but there is a way to get them to work together. So we're going to look at how to do that in this video. Now before we do that, what are both those things, event references and the PlayOneShotAttached function? Well, starting with event references, they are this basically. As you can see on the right here where my mouse is, I've got a script called audio, and there's a section here that's labeled sound. I've called it sound. An event reference in FMOD is a simple way of basically accessing an event in FMOD using Unity's inspector tab. So as you can see, we've got some tools here like a search bar. I can click on the search little magnifying glass icon and I can search for any events I've got in FMOD. So it's a real quick way to get your events from FMOD into Unity. In fact, let me just quickly show you that event for context. This is the event I've created. I've just got a blank FMOD project called sound. It's a 3D sound, 3D event, meaning it's got this spatializer component on it. And that kind of means that the sound can, it can play in the space of the game and we should hear it pan between both of our ears. By the way, make sure you're wearing headphones for this. If it moves, that is. So if it's on the left side of our screen, we should hear it from the left, and on the right side. And that also means that if it's far away from us as the listener, the volume should drop as well. Okay? So like I say, I've got this sound, or this event. If I play it, this is what it sounds like. So really short looping kind of music piece basically. I'm just using this to demonstrate what I'd like to do today. So that's what an event reference is. It's a real quick, easy way to get your events from FMOD, as I just showed you there, into Unity through the inspector tab here using this little tool here. Cool. So what is the PlayOneShotAttached function? Well, it's a function that you can write in a C# script written by the FMOD developers, which I'm going to show you in a second, by the way, that allows you to play a sound, or play an event rather, really nice and quickly, and attach it to a game object. So that if that game object moves, so long as that event is three-dimensional, which we just looked at, the sound of the event will move with it. So let's say you've got a car and it's driving around a scene in a game, you'll hear the sound move with the car of the engine. Now, using both of those tools, I've set up this really quick scene. All I've done is I've wrote a script called move, which we're not going to look at. That's basically going to get this little cube here to move in a circle around the screen, right? And then using my audio script, which we will look at in a moment, I'm combining the event reference tool and the PlayOneShotAttached function in order to play that looping sound wherever this cube is in our scene, and thus we'll hear it move with the cube. So again, make sure you've got earphones or headphones on if you haven't already, and let me quickly play you this scene. So there you go. You should hopefully be able to hear the sound sort of pan between the left and the right ear as the cube goes around in a circle. Okay, cool. So we definitely know that it's possible to set up something like that using event references and PlayOneShotAttached functions in FMOD version 2.02. But how do we do that? Well, let's have a look. I'm going to quickly open up my script and show you what I've done. So in order to use the event reference tool, all you have to do is write this line of code here. All you have to do, let's remove that little line of code, we don't need that. All you have to do is write it somewhere within these two curly brackets of your script, okay? You don't want it in a function like the start function that usually comes with a C# script when you open it up in Unity. Just anywhere before the start function, let's say, inside the actual main class itself. What you want to do is write public, that will allow you to see the event reference in Unity's inspector, and then you want to write fmod unity.eventReference and then give it a name, and I've called mine sound. Cool, that's all you need to do and you'll be able to use an event reference. Then to play the event, we want to use this function here, as I mentioned, the PlayOneShotAttached function. Now, depending on when you want to play your sound, you might want to put this in a different function, but I've put mine inside of the start function so that as soon as my game starts, I'm going to hear my sound play. As you can see on screen, the way you use a PlayOneShotAttached function is by writing fmod unity.RuntimeManager v2.02.00.PlayOneShotAttached. Then you need two brackets with two pieces of information. First is what event or what sound you want to play, and the second is what game object you want to attach your sound to. So for example, in order to tell this script to play the sound on the same game object that the script is attached to, i.e. the cube, which I've attached my audio script to, then all you need to do is write GameObject as you see it here, just with a small lowercase g and an uppercase object. Now with FMOD's old event reference system, which was slightly different to this, what you could do is basically take your event reference, stick it straight into your PlayOneShotAttached function, and bada bing bada boom, you'd have everything working perfectly. However, if you're using FMOD version 2.02, then if you've copied my script exactly, yours probably looks something like this. You've probably got a little red line under where you've entered your event reference. That's actually an error. Basically, with the kind of default version of FMOD 2.02 that you download, this doesn't work. You can't add an event reference to the PlayOneShotAttached function. You can add it to a PlayOneShot function, which is like another version of the PlayOneShotAttached function. They're the same function basically, but they work slightly differently. As you can see, we've now got the error line under the game object. We've entered it. That's because PlayOneShot doesn't take a game object, it takes a specific coordinate in the form of vector3. Vector3 is just a data type. If I quickly jump back into Unity, you see in the transform component at the top right, we've got a field called position, and there's three pieces of information it takes, the X, the Y, and the Z. Well, these are basically coordinates, right? So we've got a big game world here, a three-dimensional one. So this is basically telling us where in our world that the cube is. So it's at coordinates 0, 0, 0, right? When using the PlayOneShot function, that's what it's asking for, the specific coordinates where you want to play your sound. So instead of game object, we could say play the sound at the location of our cube. The way we do that's quite simple. We just write the word transform with a lowercase t dot position. And what we're basically doing there is we're saying, hey, Unity, take these numbers basically in the transform component under its position field and slap it into the PlayOneShot function, right? And that works, as you can see. We've got no error, but let me save my script now, jump back into Unity, wait for it to compile, and let me show you what happens if we then test our scene. So we're hearing the sound, but unfortunately it's not panning like it was before. Now the reason why is because what we've done is we've said as soon as our game starts, we want to play the sound event at this position. Remember, this position, if I quickly jump back into Unity, is 0, 0, 0. So as soon as the game plays and our cube starts moving, the sound's going to play at 0, 0, 0, but the cube's no longer going to be at 0, 0, 0. It's moving coordinates, but the sound is not. So if we want to attach the sound to the game object and move with it, PlayOneShot is not going to cut it. We need PlayOneShotAttached. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my script and write the word attached back in. There we go. And then I'm also going to remove transform.position and tell it to play the sound of my game object again. Cool. So now we're back to this position, which is where you probably would have started had you copied my script from the beginning. Everything works except the PlayOneShotAttached function doesn't want to take our event reference. Now the reason why is because with FMOD 2.02 they've changed what's called the Runtime Manager script a little bit. Now the Runtime Manager script is basically a script, C# script, like you see in front of you here, or you've created yourself, but it was written by the FMOD developers, right? And when you downloaded FMOD or imported it into Unity, you also imported that script, and it just does some things in the background, and it provides you some tools to use. For example, one of the tools it provides you is this function. As you can see, what we're doing is we're calling upon that script. We're saying, hey, Runtime Manager, we'd like to use the PlayOneShotAttached function as soon as the game starts within the start function, right? So think of the Runtime Manager as just a load of tools written in another script that we're accessing here. What we want to do, in order to get this to work, we're going to have to change the Runtime Manager ever so slightly. We're going to have to add a bit of extra code into it, which for some reason isn't there when you download or implement FMOD 2.02. Now, there's two ways to access the Runtime Manager. Personally, the way I like to do it is by holding Control on my keyboard, and if you're using Mac, Command I think should work for you, and you can click hold it and click on Runtime Manager. And if you're using Visual Studio, it should open up the script. And as you can see, it's done that for me. I'm now at the top of the Runtime Manager script. Alternatively, what we can do is if we go into our files, what we want to do is basically find our Unity project, and we should be able to find the Runtime Manager script. So my Unity project I've got in v2019, by mistake actually, it shouldn't be there, but that's where it is. Anyway, this is the folder to my Unity project that I'm using in this video. And I'm going to open up the Assets folder, then Plugins I believe, then FMOD, then SRC, and then if I scroll down, there should be a CS file called Runtime Manager. Oh, I think I saw it. There we go. This here. So let me just double check that is it. I'm going to close Runtime Manager in Visual Studio, and then let's try and open it up. Double click on it. There we go. That looks good to me. Okay, now what we want to do is basically find where our PlayOneShotAttached function is sort of declared and created within this script, right? There's a couple of ways we can do that. If we go back to our audio script, one way we can do that is by holding Control on our keyboard, or again Command, and instead this time clicking on PlayOneShotAttached, and there you go, it takes us straight to it again within the Runtime Manager script. Alternatively, you can hold Control or Command on your keyboard. Press F, and you can use the search tool within Visual Studio, and just type in PlayOneShotAttached to find it. And finally, the third way is to just go to line 1274, where it's located in the script. So either one of those methods, find your way to where the PlayOneShotAttached function that was first created by the FMOD developers. Cool. Once you've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to insert our own PlayOneShotAttached function, which is going to kind of use, as you can see, there's actually two. What it's going to do is use this second one in order to play our FMOD event. Okay, so what I'm going to do is in between these two copies of the PlayOneShotAttached function, so around line 125, let's make some space, 12.02.06, I'm going to hit Control V, and this is the function. This is our own function, our own PlayOneShotAttached function we want to add. Now copy this off this screen, or if you want, I'll have it in the description of this video, so you can just copy and paste it straight into your script. But like I say, this is what we want. This is what we're going to use and reference from now on whenever we want to combine an FMOD event reference or with the PlayOneShotAttached function. So copy that into your Runtime Manager, hit Control S or Command S to save the script. And if you jump back to your original script, you can see that error is now gone. And that's it. And then we can hit Control S again or Command S again, save this script, and we're good to go. And you'll hear your sounds play and move with the game objects that you attach them to. Now, I'm not sure why this doesn't work straight out of the gate. Bit odd, but I've had, like I said at the beginning, I had a few people comment and say, oh, well, they've had trouble trying to get these two things to work. And I've not actually at any point yet talked about the new event reference system on this channel, so I thought it was really important to make this quick little video explaining it. Hopefully you found that helpful. I know this was really quick and maybe rushed compared to what I usually do, but yeah, like I say, I thought it was quite important. So yeah, that was it really. Nothing else to it. Real simple script, and like I say, I'll have everything under this video for you to copy and paste if you want. And yeah, that's everything. So yeah, let me know if you enjoyed, like and subscribe. If you have any ideas that you want to see on this channel, anything to do with game audio and middleware and technical audio design, just let me know. Hit me up in the comments. I've been Henry Scott. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one.